I grew up in a small town in Ohio, the kind where people know each other's business before you do. At the edge of town, tucked behind the woods, sat an old playground. The swings were rusted, the slide cracked down the middle, and the merry-go-round barely clung to its bolts. Nobody went there anymore, at least nobody living. One night, after my late shift at the diner, I decided to take the long way home. The path cut right past that playground. The moon was high, casting long shadows, and the air had that damp chill that seeps into your bones. That's when I heard it, the creak of a swing moving back and forth. At first, I thought it was the wind, but as I got closer, I saw only one swing in motion, pumping back and forth with unnatural rhythm. There was no breeze, no one sitting on it, just movement, steady and deliberate. My stomach knotted, but curiosity tugged me forward. I pulled out my flashlight and aimed it at the swing. That's when I froze. A small shadow appeared on the ground beneath the swing. A child's shadow. Except there was no child. The swing slowed and came to a stop, and the shadow vanished. My light flickered, and before I could catch my breath, I heard soft laughter, childlike, high-pitched, echoing all around me. I turned to leave, but every swing on the set suddenly started moving wildly, chains screeching, clanking like screams. The slide groaned as if something heavy had crawled up it. The merry-go-round began to spin on its own. I sprinted, but the laughter followed me into the trees. My footsteps pounded the dirt, but so did others, small, running alongside me, just out of sight. When I burst out onto the road, everything went silent. Behind me, the playground stood still, lifeless. I told myself I'd imagined it. Until 2 weeks later, when the local paper reported that a hiker had gone missing near those woods. His body was found at the base of that same swing set. His neck had been snapped, like the chain of a swing, pulled too high and let go. I've never gone near that playground again. And sometimes, late at night, when the wind is still, I swear I can hear those swings creaking, waiting for someone new to play with. In the next town over, there's a playground everyone avoids. The locals call it Dead Man's Park. It's not just because it's abandoned. It's because of the girl. They say if you pass the park after midnight, you'll see her. A young girl in a tattered white dress, long black hair covering her face, sitting at the top of the slide. I didn't believe in ghost stories, so one night I went to see for myself. I brought a camera, determined to prove it was all nonsense. The playground was worse than I'd expected. The metal slide was eaten by rust. The sand beneath it turned to weeds, and the swing set was missing half its chains. The moonlight painted everything in silver. At first, nothing happened. I laughed at myself for being scared. But then, I saw her. She was sitting on top of the slide, exactly as people described. head down, hair draping her face. Motionless. My stomach dropped. I thought it had to be a prank, maybe a doll. So I raised my camera. The moment I snapped the picture, she lifted her head. Her face wasn't a face. It was a gaping black void. A shrill scream erupted, so loud I dropped the camera. My legs gave out, and I scrambled backward in the dirt as she slid down the slide toward me without moving her legs. As if gravity itself pulled her, I ran. I didn't care about the camera. I didn't care about proof. But as I reached the edge of the park, I heard the screech of rusted metal. The slide. Something else was coming down. I never went back, but sometimes when I dream, I'm back at that park, and I'm always standing at the bottom of the slide, waiting for her to reach me. When I was 17, my friends dared me to spend a night at the abandoned playground outside town. It was the kind of place you only ever saw from the highway, half hidden by tall grass and shadows. I thought it was just another relic. Nothing more. I was wrong. We snuck in around midnight. The air was heavy, the kind of silence that presses on your ears. We lit a lantern in the center of the playground. Its chipped paint gleamed faintly in the light, and the iron bars seemed to stretch into the dark. "Spin it," one of my friends whispered. I did, slowly at first, then harder. The old ride groaned but moved. That's when we heard it. Children laughing. Not just one, but several. Giggles and whispers circling us. We froze. There was no one there. Yet the merry-go-round kept turning on its own. Faster and faster, until it blurred. My lantern flickered, and in the spinning, I thought I saw faces. Pale, hollow-eyed children, clutching the bars, riding it as though they'd always been there. Then it stopped, dead still. The silence that followed was worse than the laughter. Suddenly, one of my friends was yanked backward into the darkness. He screamed once, then nothing. We bolted, not even looking back. By the time we reached the road, he was gone. We called the cops, but when they searched, there was no trace of him, no footprints, no signs of struggle, just the merry-go-round, turning slowly as if mocking us. It's been years since that night, but I'll never forget it, because sometimes, when I pass by that stretch of highway, I swear I can see the playground through the weeds, and the merry-go-round is always moving.